Number 3 on the Hot Tours list, preceded only by Miley Cyrus and Britney Spears. 5 studio albums, and your current album, The Last, has been number 1 for over 22 weeks on Billboard's Latin charts. And 76,000 fans screaming for you. 4 sold-out concerts in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. I welcome Aventura! Woo! How you guys doing?
I like that introduction.
You do? I've been practicing it like crazy. Let me tell you, first of all, I don't know if you know me, but I don't really do this too often, and I'm so scared. It's like I felt like I was getting ready for a date.
Oh, wow.
I had to get the legs waxed. Wow. No, for real.
Even though we don't see it.
I'll blew the hair out. No, you want to see it? No. But listen, in case people are not familiar with you, please introduce yourselves.
I am Romeo, the lead singer, composer.
All right, that's it.
Yeah.
It's me, Henry.
It's me, Henry. Write, I sing what I write too, and I do.
You sing what you write?
Well, it's a good thing to sing what you write. It's important.
I sing what I write.
Exactly.
I write what I sing.
All right, what I say.
We nervous.
He's a singing composer.
We're nervous.
You're not nervous. Oh, please.
Anyways, and I'm Lenny, also known as Len Melody, director of the band / producer.
Excellent, excellent. So I would like to call you the Dominican Darlings, if I may.
Darling.
Does that work? No?
I mean,
Darling sounds...
Well, it works, but just keep in mind, I'm also half Puerto Rican.
Are you now?
Yeah.
Bueno, I did not know that.
Well, we have a little bit of everything.
Educate me.
Well, everything in him is Dominican. Don't worry about it.
All right, well, we all know that you're from the Bronx, and I'm from the Bronx. And I know that feels special. But not everybody knows what it means to be from the Bronx. So can you tell us something that stands out from being raised in the Bronx?
I'm going to have to say my vocabulary, like the way I interact with the crowd, especially in the States, more in New York City. When you go see us on stage, you're like, oh my God, why does he speak that way? Like, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Like, sometimes my profanity is,
Oh,
but
so you're saying people from the Bronx are profane people?
Not necessarily, but it's just that how we wanna when we love things. Like I was saying earlier, we was doing the chat room, and I was saying earlier that when people I guess they want us to know they love us so much, they use the F word. Like we F you so much, and we take that like
That's a real compliment.
That's a compliment to us. Like when you throw the F word, we know you mean it.
That's another thing that stands out of the Bronx. People are real. They don't sugarcoat
but
stuff.
it's not something I do to disrespect anyone. But when I'm on stage, like, you can tell like we're from from
like the Boogie Down,
the Boogie Down Bronx, because we speak the way the way people speak in the Bronx.
Well, then let me just say that I'm effing happy that you're here. Hey, all right? I'm effing happy. All right, now, what is the number one question that you're sick and tired of being asked at interviews?
Me personally, I'm tired of being asked if the group is breaking up. They've been breaking up the group for the past 3-4 years.
All right.
And I think that I'm letting them slide lately more because the last album is called The Last.
Exactly.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be getting mad because that title could kind of like throw people off a little bit. But I have explained that title a lot of times already, but I'm going to do it here one more time because it's the first time we're in the building.
All right, one more time. Explain why it's called The Last.
The Last is kind of like us saying like farewell to like the concept of Aventura, which is 80% or not more than 80%, maybe like 95% bachata albums. We kind of want to branch off to other genres as well. Like we've always like experimented in like more urban music, but we've had an acceptance, so we kind of want to do a little bit more of that in the future. And in the future Aventura albums, what you're gonna get is 60% of what you already know, which is bachata, but 40% of, who knows, maybe a little bit of ballads, salsa, fusion, urban music, and it's just saying the last bachata album, not saying again we're gonna stop doing bachata. We're not.
All right, so let me ask you this question: is this your last album? I'm just kidding.
She got me.
I'm just kidding. So what was your favorite moment at Madison Square Garden? The thing that sticks out in your head the most, what was your favorite moment? I know that you had people come up and surprise you, Bernie Williams, Akon, Mark Anthony. So what, of everything, those 4 nights,
my favorite moment personally is first time woke up on stage.
What did that feel like?
Felt good. I spent a lot of money on my clothes, man.
Was it hard for you to pick out what you were gonna wear? How long did you plan
A little
that?
bit, cause like I really don't go down, you know, Fifth Avenue and spend so much money on gear. So like
You
the
look
shoes,
great, bro.
it was kind of like
You look great. I gotta
yeah,
say,
because
you
I had
really
this
did. You went
guy
out.
combining my clothes and like stuff that didn't like match.
Oh, so
something.
did you have a stylist with you?
Yeah, like in the store, and he was like, "No,
Oh.
trust me, this is what's in.
Oh, okay, I
They
see
use
what
this
you're
in the
saying.
runway. You're gonna love it." I'm like, okay, and it worked out. I got a lot of compliments with the fans and everything like that. So when you first go out there, I'm the first one that come out.
Right.
Lenny, you know, like, when my cue comes in, I gotta run up on stage, and the first Aventura I gotta see is Lenny. So I'm a little nervous because of that, because I'm the first one. And then I think Mikey comes, and then Henry, and then of course Romeo. So I think that's my favorite part of the show.
That's
is that
great.
I can't
That's
really say
great.
about the featurings of people because
What was your favorite part?
Well, I would say, you know, when Juan Luis Guerra came out, because it was actually one of our dreams too. You know, especially Anthony, like he always wanted to do something with Juan Luis Guerra, and it was finally like a dream come true.
Can you tell the listeners who Juan Luis Guerra is, just in case people have never heard of him?
He ought to be the top artist the Dominican Republic has.
Best description is saying the Spanish Paul McCartney.
Oh, okay. Okay.
he's an icon. I mean, he's gonna be he's a living legend right now. I mean,
For me, like honestly, like I can't really tell you like which was my favorite moment. Like I had different, I had different moments. Like every artist that was there, surprise guest was like I had a different feeling. Like I must say, I took for granted. I'm gonna say this public. I took for granted how great and how amazing like we have this chemistry where we sing Yandel, because we've done this so many times. And the last time we got together on stage was a few months back, and like I was like not that I wasn't giving it importance, but everyone else was like the first time we was gonna have them on stage in the garden. But with them, we've done this so many times, and I was like, nah, it's gonna be regular. When they came on stage, I felt it like, wow, like it felt like it was the first time we got on stage together. But when Mark was on stage, I gotta tell you, like I turned into a little boy.
It must have gone
Like
crazy.
if you see the footage, you see me like I didn't know what to do. I was just running around. I was supposed to sing with him, and I couldn't sing. I was just jumping around, like hugging him. And like, I just kept saying,
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And with Juan Luis, it was like a special moment. Like Henry said, like we really, it was like history in the making, and we knew it was the perfect moment to invite him to this event, because we've kind of like wanted to work with Juan Luis and do something with Juan Luis for a few years back, but we didn't want to like approach him when we were like still like up and coming, like we were like, this is the moment, full sold out gardens. I think he's gonna respect that, and he did, and it was like I got goosebumps when he went on stage. It was beautiful.
That's great. So when you did your first show, where was your first show?
The first show of the garden?
No. The very first show of your career as a
Oh,
group,
wow.
as Aventura. Your very first show.
Lenny remember this.
well, I was actually at a birthday party. in a friends of mine's apartment, and Anthony, like, you can see his footprint still in that apartment to this day because he didn't move a step. He just stood stiff and was singing the whole night without, like, he was just side swipe.
Yeah, and Lenny was screaming at me, look at the people.
And I was screaming, I'll be playing in the middle of something, like, look at the crowd. And then, okay, and then he'll start looking at the crowd.
So when you look back at that very first show, did you ever think that you were going to end up at Madison Square Garden one
we
day?
didn't think about that. We didn't think about no arena, not even nothing. We just thought about, our goal was basically like to do a CD, an album.
Yeah, we didn't understand.
And see ourselves in the store, like, look, my CD's right
we
there.
didn't know. We didn't understand anything about marketing, promotion. We felt like we did good music, so we just want to place our albums in the stores, and then people buy them. Like they were supposed to guess it was a good album.
Right,
We were
right.
very naive, and thank God that we were naive, because we wasn't thinking about anything. We wasn't thinking about money. We wasn't thinking about. We were just thinking about the girls.
Thank you for admitting that.
Yeah.
You think about the girls. Very
That
good. Very good.
that was
Are you
definitely.
all single? Because everyone wants to know that. Are you all single?
I'm always be single.
Always.
I'm taking, man. Y'all too
You're
late,
never,
man.
ever
Too late.
going to
Asking
be
me if I'm
married,
single now.
Romeo.
I'm already in my 30s.
Never.
Yes and no, if you know what I mean.
In other words, you're not finished having some fun.
Basically.
Okay, but do you have a girlfriend?
I wouldn't say a girlfriend. I would probably say,
A special friend.
a great girl that has been with me for a few years, that understands me, but that understands that I need to be single.
Look at the smirk. I see the smirk. You know, that smirk, it says something else, but that's all right. I'm going to let that go. So do you prefer thin women or thick women?
I don't have no tengo una preferencia. Like,
As long as...
I'll be honest, I'll be in between.
As long as there's a woman and there's blood running through her veins, she's okay?
yeah.
All right.
Women that was born a female, you know, like,
Yeah.
And remains a female the entire
I don't
time.
want no funny freaky day.
All right. Okay, Henry,
Yes.
I have a question for you. I want you to define sexy.
Oh Lord. Well, Anthony basically says this in most of the shows, and that's something that I take as a lifestyle. Like basically, it's a how do you say?
It's the question should have been for me.
No.
No, the
See,
question is for him. I know
it's
why.
for
You
me.
know why I am asking you that question?
Why?
Because I did some research,
Okay.
and I noticed on your social site you asked for sexy people only.
Yes.
So I want to know what the requirements are.
All right. Sexy. What
Ooh,
I
I
mean.
didn't know that.
No,
You
no,
were
no.
put on the
Mhm,
spot.
No,
I
I'm
looked-
not.
I
That's
just-
not.
I
it's
did
a
my
great
homework.
Question. I believe that sexy. It's a way of being. Like, how do you say?
Well,
that?
this is what he's saying.
no,
we
I
have
just
the
think
same way. We have the same way of thinking. We're cousins, and we both say that sexy is a personality, is an attitude.
That's the word I was
Anyone
looking
can be sexy. You don't need to,
Exactly.
you know,
Okay.
have a certain, physical appearance. Like it's all about personality. Anyone can be sexy.
All right.
Exactly. So basically, it's like if you don't feel sexy, you most likely are trying to attract negative stuff. You know.
There's a
and-
Lenny's
So if
laughing.
we feel sexy, we should go ahead and ask to be your friend.
Absolutely.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Lenny's
Lenny.
evil. You know why he's laughing,
up?
right?
You still have the braids, Lenny?
Braids. No, that
Didn't
was
you have
him.
braids before? Oh, that was
That was
him.
me.
That was
Oh, I'm
Henry, yeah.
sorry. Look at me. All right, I'm getting confused. All right, espérate. All right. You have a love for cars, am I right?
Yeah.
Sort of, but yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like a little. Well, not just bought one recently.
I noticed that too. And Romeo, I have something to bring up, an issue. It's very important. I noticed on the website, you say you are on no social sites. None whatsoever. Is there a specific reason?
Well,
Does it have to do with being single?
No, not at all. I like to be exclusive, in the sense that I live a very private life and I like to disconnect myself from, like what I do for a living, and I think that when you have like Twitter, like we have a lot of popularity and like if I start writing, like, hey, I'm in such and such place in Twitter, that means that my fans will be waiting for me outside, and
Well, you don't have to give the address.
I don't, but I don't know. It's just not my thing.
Okay.
I don't mess with Facebook.
And you have
Twitter.
that right. Okay.
And I want people to know that if you hear about a Romeo, it's not me. It's a fake Romeo. Because I've heard there's a few, but I don't
I'm
mess
sure.
with them. I just learned about an email the other day, people. I'm computer illiterate, to be honest with you.
That's all I call myself technologically impaired.
I type like this with one finger.
So let's talk about some firsts, okay? First time you heard your song on the radio, where were you? Who did you call first? And what did you do?
I remember I called Lenny, because I'm always calling him.
Yeah.
And
I think you heard it before.
Like en Polito Vega. It
¿Cuándo
was years
volverás?
ago, ¿Cuándo volverás? First single, we heard it in Polito Vega.
We were
We
happy.
Like, we made it. Lenny, you hearing this?
We were happy, but then when you call everybody, they're like, no, nobody, I didn't hear you. Because they
by
only
the
were
time
playing
you
it
get
one
to,
time
like,
a
yo,
day.
That's
at
right.
that
You only
time.
have about 3 minutes to make
Yeah.
to make all the
Yeah,
phone calls.
so
you
it's like,
need to
yeah,
make.
like, but keep
And
listening to
texting
it.
wasn't in.
But at that time they were playing it like once every 3 days or
True.
something.
That's all right. That's a
To beat
start.
People.
That's a start. And were there tears?
I wouldn't say tears, but I was very emotional. Like, oh my God, yeah.
It was kind of like you sitting there by yourself and kind of like shy a little bit and like nervous and scared. You're like, damn, everybody's listening to it. I hope there's not a mess up in there. But you already know how it sounds.
Yeah, yeah.
So like,
Cool,
dumb
cool.
thinking.
All right, so some fans have some questions. I have to get them out of the way. So let's have a little bit of fun. Boxers, briefs, or commando?
All three.
Yeah.
No, I don't wear boxers.
Okay, so
All
it's
three.
not my question. It's a fan's question, I
When
promise.
I'm with
Briefs.
when I'm with a girlfriend, breeze.
Briefs.
When I'm alone, I don't care.
When I'm
Whatever,
sick,
whatever
boxers.
I find.
I like being naked.
A lot?
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable. I
All
feel
right.
like somebody on top.
Of the four of you, who takes the longest to get ready for a show?
Yeah.
Romeo.
Okay, of the four of you, which one has tattoos?
Me, Henry, Lenny, Henry, and Mikey.
I'm the only one with no tattoos.
Yes, you have a tattoo.
No, I don't. I would never get a tattoo.
You would never. Why not?
Because I feel when you get old, it looks ridiculous. Like, I think they look great now because they're young. But
Nah,
then,
I'ma still keep it real, son.
I don't know.
Still keep it real. 80 years old.
I don't think I would ever get a tattoo because I feel like, at some point you might not want it there, and you I'm sure you can erase it, but why go through the pain? But that's just me.
I actually thought that the only thing I could tattoo was my zodiac sign, so I can't run away from it. I was born that day, so that's what I have.
And what is your zodiac sign?
Sagittarius.
Okay, and you?
They're
Scorpio,
sexy,
but
they're
I
very
didn't do a Scorpio.
Okay. And Romeo, what's your sign?
Cancer.
And what's Maximo's sign?
sexy. Maximo.
I call him Maximo.
That's his real
It's
name.
Max. I call him Maximo.
Max.
Hey, Mikey.
Maximo.
Max.
Let me
Max.
tell you
Max.
something about the name Maximo. Maximo is a
Spanish.
sexy name.
I never
It's
heard
Maximo is a
that.
guy who owes you money.
Max means Maximo.
Ese tipo Máximo debe cuarto.
Real.
Huh?
That's not his real name.
It's not his real name, but that's
I
what.
read it was Maximo. It's not
No,
Maximo.
Max,
It's just
but
Max.
Max.
It's Max.
Max, nickname
Max
Mikey.
means Maximo in Spanish, like John means Juan.
No, it was Max. My father
It's
had this
like
thing
Bill
with
is
with
William.
like emperors and Maxilius, something
Well,
like
that's
that.
what I mean. That's why I
And
think
Lenny
it's
too
sexy.
came from like Leonard and
But that's
then
why I think
Marino.
it's sexy. I think it implies someone of royalty, something bigger.
Yeah, that's why my
okay,
dad
ready?
came up with the
Who
name
has the
like
biggest
that.
feet?
I think Romeo. Yeah.
Someone asked me to ask you that, not me.
Yeah. and
does.
it is what it is.
He don't have the biggest feet. He has the biggest toe. Because
The biggest big toe?
Yeah, he got the biggest big toe, the longest.
Okay.
I got the
He's
biggest
still
big
proud
toe.
of that.
All I got to say is when they see me, they go, whoa.
Do any of you have any phobias or superstitions before you go on stage? You have to do do you have a ritual that you have to do before you go on stage?
Siempre me presino. I always.
Always.
Yeah,
a
we
prayer.
always pray. Actually, the last show on Madison Square Garden was like 1 minute before showtime, and once the lights go out, they play the intro.
Okay.
And if we're not on stage, like everything's gonna mess up. So we forgot to pray, and we started running to
Oh,
Anthony's
no.
dressing room. We was already on cue,
Right.
and we was running across the whole like behind Madison Square Garden.
I remember.
I got up on stage, and the first song, when I was playing the first song, I was just catching my breath. Ding dong, ding dong, ding ding dong, ding.
So who
But
leads the
we
prayer?
got to do it.
And
Every day
anyone?
is.
It's always
every
different.
Yeah, we
day
take a turn.
switch it up.
And what exactly do you pray? Because this would be good to teach people how to prepare before they go on stage, especially when they're nervous.
What we do is pretty much say thank you to God, like for this moment, if it's the first night, we say, may everything come out good, like the sound, the energy of the crowd, give us strength to give people a good show. No mess ups, please God, make sure everything's fine, no bad sounds, no feedbacks. And if, and this after that, then we just be like, may everything come out like yesterday, and we switch it around.
Excellent. How was performing at the White House for President Obama? How did that feel?
It's an honor.
Were you nervous?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I
think
was.
I don't.
I'm never nervous to perform in Aventura show. When there's like 60,000 people, 100, I'm dying to go on stage and play. But in the White House, it was different because it's like we was only we was representing bachata music, and for many years, we felt like a little bit I felt like a little bit embarrassed to tell people that I play bachata music. People were embarrassed to even play it back then because bachata was kind of like little bar ghetto music from the Dominican Republic, and people were like, oh, you listening to that?
It's like traditional Dominican folk music, right?
So when we was playing that in the White House, it was like, damn, I hope people I hope they like this type of music. We sing everybody singing, like salsa music, and then a rock band, and then this and that, and then dingle 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 dingle. Okay.
But that's good because you show variety. And you bring
Yeah.
it down. It's more
I
romantic.
don't know
Isn't
the
it
song in
romantic?
person,
They say
though.
bachata's very, very sexy.
To this day, I still get up and I'm like, damn, look at it. We're in KT. I'm like,
I think if it would have been Bush, I would have been nervous.
Why? What's the difference? What's the difference?
As when we met, because we met him right before going on stage, he was so calm and nice, and he looked like a guy that you would see in the Bronx. He was very. He gave us this positive energy. That I was just like, wow, he's the president. He's so cool. He could be my buddy. That's how I felt. About
That's
him.
excellent.
It was great.
That's excellent. I watched the video and I was just thinking, oh my God, if that was me, I would have been so terrified. I would have died. Did you have trouble picking out which song you were going to sing?
No, actually, no, because it's just like common sense. Like whatever you're promoting at the moment, sing that. You know.
I think he's
So
been
we
the
were
coolest
promoting-
president, man. He didn't even have his Secret Service people was like sitting down drinking.
I'm just happy.
He
I'm
didn't
just
have Secret Service all over
I'm
him.
just
He
happy
did
that
it.
it was at this precise moment that we were doing it, because if it would have been when we were promoting Noche de Sexo,
Oh,
I
well.
would have been worried. That, by the way, that means night of sex.
Yes, no, you don't want to perform that at the White
Nah,
House.
that was gonna be a problem.
Excellent. I know what I was going to ask. Who's the best cook of the four of you?
Henry.
Tell me what you throw down.
Oh man, chuleta con arroz, con gandules, con
Healthy stuff too.
Okay,
Yeah,
let
very
me
healthy stuff.
interpret. Chuletas is pork chops. Arroz con
Yeah.
gandules is yellow rice with pigeon peas.
There you go. All that good stuff.
Now, do the pork
Pasta.
chops, you fry them?
I like grilling them.
You grill them. Okay.
Let me tell you
Just like
though,
healthy.
on a serious note, like I'm not a cook, but I do
He
a
could be a great cook.
I'm
Come on, stop,
I
don't
do
say
a
it,
hell
don't-
out of
don't-
If you
tuna.
want it.
And I'm not talking about like regular mayo. Like I do
Just
some
don't talk
crazy.
about your recipe.
Yeah, I would not say my recipe is a secret recipe. But
I think
it's-
he does the best tuna
I do a
sandwiches.
crazy tuna.
He'll
Crazy
kill it.
tuna sandwich. What do you put in the tuna?
I can't tell you.
No, but yeah, it is. It's
All
different.
right, wait. Let's say, since we're talking about food, if we could say a dessert best described you, what dessert would you be?
I already got mine.
What would you be?
Flan.
Why would you be flan? Flan is Spanish custard, for those who don't know flan.
Yeah, because, it's wiggly and very tasty, caramel color,
Okay,
kind of like in
okay.
between.
Okay.
Also, you could, drink it.
Okay.
I'd say chocolate con caramelo.
Okay. Caramel with chocolate?
Yes.
Okay. Just because it tastes good?
Caramel and
It's-
chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nasty, man. Never heard of caramel and chocolate.
Oh my God. What about
You say like a-
Twix and Snickers?
Like a
and-
fudge brownie. Or the Chili's dessert, I forgot it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
What about you, Romeo?
Ice cream
Once you
on top.
start, like she's already like, okay.
What are you
Me,
talking
Because I
about?
can see they can go on forever about food.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see that.
I don't know. Like that's a tough one. I don't know. I think that's something that girls should say. Like they should kind of like.
So maybe we can put that, maybe we can have people write on KTU.com what the dessert
I don't
want to
be bragging like, yeah, I'm like a chocolate. You feel me? Because I'm melting your mail.
You should have said that.
Are any of you a mama's boy?
I think we all are in
Yeah,
some sort
yeah,
of way.
we all
I mean, I am, but I'm weird because like I cannot. Like me and my mother have a real funny relationship. Like if you see me and my mother, we always arguing, but we love each other so much. Like that is crazy. And when I hear she's sick, it could be a cold one. I'm like worried. Like I don't know, mommy, you sneezing too much. Like it's like
That's love.
It's really like a nice relationship, and like. She's the only person that can get to me, like meaning like that could really get me upset,
Right.
and it's probably it's best described. I'm a mama's boy in some sort of way, but I'm not full mama's boy because I don't be I can't be with my mother every
you're
day,
80% mama's boy.
pretty much.
Okay, can I ask 2 more questions? Sure. Is that okay? All right. So you have 3 celebrities: Shakira, Christina Aguilera, and J-Lo. One you can marry, one you can have a fling with, and one would only be your best friend. Which would be which?
I can't mention J-Lo because
Because he's Mark Anthony's.
Mark's my boy, and I'm not going to disrespect. I would probably.
So she could be your friend. She would be your best friend.
Yeah,
then.
but then Shakira, we have a relationship too. Like we have, we so.
All right, so I made this messy.
Yeah.
All right.
We know almost everybody, and they're good people. I would probably say Christina Aguilera. I would probably I would bang. Yeah.
No, that wasn't my question. Oh my God.
What was the question?
No, you said it. Wait, you said it. He said it effing Bronx style. Okay, let's just say that.
A fling, like a fling, like
A
you.
fling, yes. I don't use the word.
Well,
bang.
hey.
It's
There
a
you
very
go.
aggressive word.
There you go. Bronx
It's
native.
Bronx.
That's how it is.
But that's
It's
not just
BX.
Bronx. That's like thug Bronx.
Oh.
Are you bad boys?
Oh, yeah.
Bad boys like what?
Bad
Like
boys.
mugshot bad boys?
Oh,
Bad boys.
no, I mean.
All right, listen. Before we go, first of all, thank you so much for being here.
Postpone the inevitable.
And thank you for spending time with me. This was so much fun, and I was really nervous. You really helped me out. And before you go, the last question that I want to ask is, what advice would you like to give to the Latin youth who feel that they have all these obstacles and challenges and they have these dreams and they don't think they're ever going to make it? What would you say to them?
Everybody has ups and downs. Even if you're rich and have money, you still go through problems.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fact and always expect it. But at the end of the day, you're always going to end up feeling good and happy. As long as you believe in God and have faith, that's what you got to have.
And be sexy.
You gotta be
For real.
sexy.
There's always
If
going to be
you're
ups and
sexy,
downs.
you could actually transmit, the sexiness to it.
Yes,
That's true, because if
absolutely.
you see pictures of us, I don't know what's this whole sex symbol thing about us, because we are not,
Don't.
Nah, we didn't plan
try to
this.
I mean,
downplay it.
listen, I'll show y'all some pictures and y'all be like, oh, he ain't lying. He ain't attractive. It's just that, we carry ourselves with this aura, that I think that what makes me more confident is what females, our music, so they like our music and they start looking at us like we attractive because we try to be seductive and all that. But honestly, my advice to the youth is that they're the future, so they gotta make sure they stay on point because we not longer gonna be here like maybe 50 years from now. Hopefully we are, but I'm sure that if we are around, we're gonna just be producers or they're gonna be in the grind. They're gonna be like pretty much leading on, and I think that la perseverancia es todo.
Absolutely. Perseverance is everything.
Perseverance is absolutely everything,
Excellent,
and we're the perfect example. Like we just came out of the Bronx. Everybody was saying you're not gonna make it. There was more people saying we weren't gonna make it
That's
than
right.
people that were saying we were. And look at us now.
No, but like really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Now
patience.
some of these people buy our
And
tickets,
patience. Okay.
gotta-
go see us live,
Patience.
and they're like, "Damn, no shit."
And have you always had that voice like that?
Absolutely. People think I'm sick. People think like, "Oh, I hope you get better with that cold," and that's the way I talk.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Aventura, for coming to KTU. God bless you. Sigue pa'lante. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay! I interviewed Aventura! Ah! I haven't gotten a picture with
Oh,
them.
my bad.